Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are wondering why the entire roof of my car is missing, why there's wires hanging, I will explain very shortly. But first I wanted to just come on here and say that I feel like I haven't done a proper introduction to this car. I guess this video is for me to do like an overview to kind of give you guys a update on the things that I have done to this car already, and as well as showing you guys what I'm currently working on. Let's start with the interior of the car. As you guys can see, there is some wear and tear, especially on the buttons and I guess where the previous driver was holding onto the steering wheel. And I know you guys had a lot of questions about how many miles this car has. Well, that is your answer. It has 340,000 miles. I know, but like a lot of you guys have said, it's a Honda, so we still got a long way to go. I have all these wires hanging down. I'm trying my best to be really careful with this airbag. The last thing I want is for it to deploy. I'm currently trying to figure out what I want to do with my headliner. I'm kind of stuck between suede and another material, but most likely I'll go with black suede. I'm trying to go for a black and grey interior. So that means these seats, tan seats and interior are most likely gonna go. For this radio, I would like to get a Apple CarPlay. I've had a look at a few already, but it will just fit right where this part goes. I will say, for some reason, I do like this old style kind of radio, so I think I might keep this, but I'll just add the Apple CarPlay right there. I will say though that the interior actually looks really decent. You know, it wasn't always that way, because when I did get this car, it had to be thoroughly cleaned. He had to even take these back seats away to his shop because it was terrible in here. We also got the carpets spray painted black, which I guess is just for now. It's not going to be something that we keep permanently. Mirror, that definitely needs to go. Chipped, and as you can see, it's really foggy as well. That is pretty much a quick overview of the inside. I know I wish I had more to say, but it's still early days and there's still a lot of things that I'm deciding. But one thing for sure is that I know I want a dark grey and black interior. So let's quickly hop out of this car so I can show you some of the pieces that I got from the junkyard. I got the pieces probably a good 2 months ago now. Me and my boyfriend went to the junkyard, not too far from us, maybe like an hour away. That is some of the pieces. The sealant for the door. I also got some trim pieces here. And then let's go into the, and this is my poor headliner, just sitting in the garage for a couple months now, but you know how project cars go. So that's how the back looks. And then just give you try not to touch it too much. I don't know if there's any like fiberglass on it. So eventually I'm gonna get a drill attachment and just sand down all of this foam before we put the next fabric over it. Let's put this back. And now let's go into the back room so I can show you the other pieces. So these are the door panels, and they look really good actually. I'm really happy with the condition. But these are 1, 2, okay, I have 3 door panels. Hopefully when we go back to the junkyard we can find another one, but I think the fact that we found 3 from the same car is really good. This is when I took off my headliner. We got one of the mirror sun visors. That was one of the main components that I took off to remove the headliner. I actually ended up cracking this one, so again, that's something that's going to be replaced, but that's okay because this tan no longer matches the kind of aesthetic I'm looking for. We have the black and grey interior pieces. These are just random pieces that we got off the other Accord, but they're going to come in handy later. So that is pretty much it for the interior. Now I'm going to show you the exterior, which to me I think is the fun part, to be honest. Let me just move it out a bit more into the sun so you can get a proper look around. Right. Let me quickly open up my hood. And let's have a look at the inside, shall we? So there goes the belt. It's doing its thing. One of the main things that I want to change, sorry guys if it's quite loud, but one of the things that I want to change is my air intake hose. As you can see, it's cracked. So far when it comes to maintenance, I have done an oil change, spark plugs have been done, battery has been changed. This is brand new. You know what, the driver actually thought that the car couldn't drive over 30 miles per hour, but once we changed the battery, it was fine. So I think, you know, he was a young guy, so I don't think he knew a lot about cars. And neither do I, to be honest. It was mainly my boyfriend that was helping when it came to maintenance. But yeah, we basically got the car for a really good price. He was selling it for $1,000 and I talked him down to $700. We got brand new tires. I'm eventually gonna, you know, get some wheels. That dent was not me, guys. I didn't do it. Yeah, we got new tires. The ones that we had previously, they were all mismatched tires. So we just wanted to, you know, start fresh. So it's a nice red, but unfortunately, this red won't be with us for long. The most obvious thing is the grille. This car did not come with a grille when we bought it, but that is one of the first things that really I could replace because it costs next to nothing. We have the headlights. These are the original headlights that came with the car. They are a bit foggy, but trust me, they were way worse. I am gonna give them another go though, because I actually got a drill this time. This one's probably worse than the other side. That is the sanding discs. So we got them in different levels to polish the headlights. And then this is the orbital sander where these discs will go on. And hopefully I should have a nice and sanded down headlight. And you can't forget the UV spray. So the next time I do it, hopefully I'll actually do it right. And the last video I did switch out my bulbs to LEDs. So once I get these actually, you know, polished, they'll look really nice. As you guys can see, we've got a bit of wear and tear on the bumper. We kind of reckon that the owner switched bumpers. It doesn't seem like it's the original, especially because it has all this gap here. Another thing here, we have this piece that's been scraped off. Again, nothing major that we can't fix. Good old side mirror needs to be replaced. Again, that's something that is really affordable. So I'm not really worried about like the cosmetics of the car. I'm more worried about the function. There is like a little dent here as well. On this side of the car. That is pretty much it for this side. You know, for $700, I really don't think is all that bad. You know, the main issue, well, not really issue, but concern is the mileage. But as long as you look after your car, do regular oil changes, just keep up the maintenance, I think all should be well. This color does look really nice in the sun, but I'll talk more about my plans for the paint job a little bit later in this video. You can see here on the top, I guess from the heat, the paint has slowly been eroding away. And I'm really upset, guys, because I wanted to get a sunroof, but I've been advised not to do that because it can cause leakage. And from what I've seen with the door sills not being on this car already, I can see how bad leakages can be. So I think I may listen, or I may not. I don't know yet. Here we have the back. I think the back looks pretty good. I don't see any major damage. Just probably what looks like sun damage again at the top. We did see a nice trunk lid at the junkyard. That was probably like a month or two ago, so I don't know if it's gone or if it's damaged by now, but it was grey. I'm actually okay with the trunk, but the one that we were looking at had like an extended light, which I thought was pretty cool. But it's not, you know, it's not a big deal. I can live without it. Let's go over to the other side. I think it's pretty much the same situation. Just needs a bit of paint because of some wear and tear. The only thing I would say is that this door slightly comes out, and what we reckon happened is the key got locked inside the car and it had to kind of like pull this top bit out, so the door does stick out a bit. For some reason this side has that same damage here, but it's nothing major. This side mirror actually is all right, minus the sun damage, but it will also be replaced. So now that we've gone through the exterior and the interior of the car, I guess now it's time to talk about my plans. I do have a picture, I guess you can call it like a prototype of what I want to achieve. Let me just quickly get that up. So this is a prototype that I created. Very ambitious, but I just want to go over what I want to create with this project car. So what we have here on the front is a 10th gen bumper. From what I know so far, it will need to be welded on, but I haven't really thought about the logistics yet. This is purely just like a fantasy, and then over time I will kind of find out what is possible. But I would like a 10th gen bumper for that sporty look. I've got black wheels. I've kind of seen a type of wheel that I want to get already, which matches this picture. They cost about $1,500, so that's something I'm saving for. I do understand that rather than buying the wheels first, it's best to deal with the suspension first. I think even the suspension will cost about $1,500 as well. So again, doing a lot of saving for that. But as you guys can see in the picture, I will be lowering the car. In terms of color, I want to go for like that Kia gray. So I found out it's called Kia Wolf Gray, and I wanted to kind of have that like metallic shine to it, that glossy look. And then I want to go for black and pink accents on the grille, the wheels, and on the side. So we'll have like these pink designs on the side, and we're gonna go for some tints in the window, just the sides, nothing crazy, nothing too dark. And then also I'm going to be changing my headlights eventually. I want the headlights to kind of have like the double LED thing. And to be fair, that sounds quite simple when I say it out loud. It's not a lot of things I want to do. Just lowering, change the paint, add a 10th gen bumper, and add some accents. I mean, the wheels, yeah, okay, it's a project, but it's nothing crazy. Like, I feel like a major project would be this car came with like half of it missing. This is more like customizing and just, you know, making it more to my taste, but this car runs perfectly fine, so that's the main thing. And oh, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I have a K24 engine right now. That could change. I could change my whole transmission to a manual, and then we could put a V6, but that is like unnecessary. We don't have to do that, but if I felt like I wanted to do that, then that would be an extra project. But I feel like that's it for now. Headliner will be a black suede to kind of match this theme. The theme I'm going for is black, Kia Wolf Grey, and pink. For my seats, because these are tanned, I don't know yet. I may get some original leather seats. And I was actually trying to figure out, could I change my front seats to heated from another Accord? If I can, I will definitely do that. still thinking about the sunroof, but again, wishful thinking. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for my car, my plans, everything that I want to do. I hope I wasn't boring you guys with all the rambling, but you know, I'm still learning about cars and learning the functions as well. So bear with me. This is a like proper journey. Not only is it a project car, but I'm still learning how to drive. I have like a lot of anxiety with driving, so yeah, this channel is going to be, you know, a bunch of things. Hopefully you guys stick around, and thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.